Hello student, welcome to all of you. This is the another video of the second lesson which name is Mr. Nelson Mandela. So in this story he is pointing out whatever suffering he faced during the period of struggle. So let's see what is he saying. A few moments later we all lifted our eyes in as a spectacular array of South Africa jets, helicopters and troops carriers roared in perfect formation over the Union buildings. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military forces, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Means, just after the newly elected president's address to the audience, an impressive arrangement of fighter jets, helicopters, and soldiers were transporters raised everyone's head up in the sky. It symbolized perfection as well as military's respect and obedience towards the free country that was going to establish in South Africa in the leadership of Mr. Mandela, who was the first black president of South Africa. Only moments before, the highest general of the South African Defence Force and Policy, their chest vacant with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted me but arrested me. Finally, a sovereign of Impala just left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag. Means here Mr. Mandela is saying that the high commanders who won medals for their bravery and so saluted and promised their loyalty, Mandela mentions that he was well aware that these commanders who were now saluting him would have arrested him under the previous rule as during the oppressive white supremacy. He was considered to be a criminal. The air show finally ended by making up the South African flag in the sky from smoke beneath the jet. So students, here 7 means क्या होता है? A pattern in a shape of a V, as you can see in the side beside of this passage. Now the day was symbolized for me by the playing of our The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthem and the vision of whites singing Nkosi Sekele I Africa and black singing Die Ishtem, the old anthem of the Republic. Although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the word by heart. Means in this line he is pointed out that remembers the days as the playing of two national anthem of the country, one of the whites and the other for the black. On that day, no one knew the wording of the anthem of the blacks, but Mandela was confident that everyone would soon learn this anthem and they once had it. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history in the first decade of the 20th century, a few years after the bitter Anglo-Boer war and before my own birth. The white-skinned people of South Africa patched up their differences and erected a system of racial dominations against the dark-skinned people of their own land. Means on the day of inaugural ceremony, the Rathar was remembering that the days are past when the whole system of discrimination emerged. It resulted in inequality and inferior treatment of dark-skinned people. They were deprived of their basic fundamental rights. As a result, one of the world's most brutal and inhuman society was burned. So, the structure they created from the basis of one of the harshest, most inhuman societies the world has ever known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and my own eighth decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever and replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedom of all people regardless of the color of their skin. Means the world's most brutal and inhuman society was burned in South Africa. This began even before he was born. This system created an atmosphere of extreme cruel and injustice for a particular part of the community. Now, when he is in his eighth decade as a man, he, along with countless others, have changed this entire system that treats human as a human, irrespective of their color, caste, gender, or age. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose sufferings and courage can never be counted or repaid. I felt that day, as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. So, in this line, he is trying to say that this equal and free country was a result of sacrifices of countless other men and women who have fought their lives for this day. The authors wishes if he could thank them all, but unfortunately they didn't live to see the result of their courage. Mr. Mandela gathered his courage and power from all these people and thus wishes to make them proud. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend my years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. But the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tamboos, the Walter Sisulus, the Seth Luthiers, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Subukwes of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Perhaps it requires such a depth of operation to create such heights of character. My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Means in this line, he is trying to say that the operations policy scared man, people, and it will take a long time for them to move on. The author mentioned that this hard time had its negative impact, but it is also exposed a lot of strong and courageous men who stood up and raised their voice. Thus, it required that level of unjust treatment to produce such great heroes. South Africa, he says, is rich in minerals and gems, but its greatest strength lie in its people because man is the power of any countries. That's why the true power, the true economical condition of a country depend on its people. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attack and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. I learned the courage was not the absence of fear, but the trump over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but who corners that fear. Means Nelson Mandela gained his strength to stand against the wrong from all the great nationalists he mentioned above, who have even risked their life for freedom of tolerated ill treatment but never stopped fighting. He learned that courage didn't mean the absence of fear but the ability to overcome fear. The man who overcomes his fear is called true brave. Means it is the natural nature of man that he feels scaredness, he feels fearness, but the true man is that who faced all his fearness, scaredness with strength.